Hello, and let's go over the wobbly material function. It's a material function that I kind of like using just to play around with it. The result is quite simple, but it just makes me smile for some reason. So let's plug in the local position into the world position offset, and you can already see it wobble a little bit. There's also the world position output. It doesn't take the normals in consideration, but it does give the same result. A good way to show this is probably plug it into the base color. Local position shows X, Y, and Z values. And the world position output just does a gradient. And this is a good way to show the first input, the wobble fall off. It basically smooths out or sharpens the fall off. So at 0 it's the normal value, 1 should be fine, but if you do 100 you can see that there's almost no fall off anymore because it's so smoothed out that you basically don't see it. The other way around though, if you do minus 100 you can see how sharp that it gets. That's basically all you need to know about the fall off. Let me plug in this one again and plug in the local position into the world position offset. Let's play around with the other values. There's the wobble strength, and that's how much it affects the world position offset. As you can see now it's not wobbling anymore, and at a value of 30 or so you'll get quite the wobble, wobble. You shouldn't see that much difference, so I was wrong. You should see quite some difference. That's because it doesn't take the world normal in consideration. It does give a nice result. Okay, there. Let's plug in the local position again. There's also the wobble scale. As it says, change the scale of the wobble. And at the moment it's 0 because there's no scale. At 1, 2, 3, etc. And again, to give you a better showcase on how this works, I'm going to use the world position offset in the base color. As you can see, there's a lot of lines going on. If I do it back to 1, you see one line going down and down and down. If I do 2, you see 2. Then you see quite a bit. So that's basically what that does. Let me put this back to like a value of 2 or 3. That looks fine for now. There's also the wobble speed. Well, it kind of says everything. It's how fast you want it to be. At 0 it's static. At 1 slows down. At 4 it's already quite fast. And with that you can create any kind of cool movement you want. And there's also swizzle in case you don't want it to be vertically aligned but horizontally aligned. So let's get a boolean and change it from false to true. And now it's moving the other way around. As you can see, this UV is not set up for that properly, but that's because it uses your UV channel. In case you have the UV channel for this offset or this boolean, the second UV channel, you can just plug in a texture coordinate node, set it to 1, and it'll take the other UV channel. And as you can see, this mesh has 2, and both react quite differently. Set it back to false now. It won't work unless you have a proper aligned UV. This should be it for the wobbly. Just to make sure, just to be sure, these videos are basically now in a beta state. I now basically know what I need to say. I'll write them out properly and make better videos in the future. Okay, take care.